Welcome to the deep dive. We're really glad you could join us because, if you've applied for a job recently or maybe even just thought about looking, you've probably felt it. Something's different. The whole landscape, it feels like it's shifting faster than ever, almost like there's this unseen force changing the rules. And it's not just small changes, it feels pretty monumental. So today, that's exactly what we're unpacking, how artificial intelligence is fundamentally reshaping the hiring process right now in 2025. Our mission, like always, is to give you that shortcut, to get you fully informed super quickly. Whether you're prepping for a big meeting, you're out there looking for your next role, or maybe you're just incredibly curious about how AI is changing such a vital part of our working lives. We're going to pull out the most crucial bits of knowledge, the real insights from the latest sources, and try to separate, what's real from what's just hype. Okay, let's unpack this.
And what's fascinating here is just the sheer scale of this transformation in recruitment. It's quite dramatic. This isn't some niche thing happening only in cutting-edge tech firms. No, it's sweeping across pretty much every sector. It's really changing how employers find talent, how they evaluate it, and maybe even more importantly, how you, as a job seeker, need to present yourself just to get noticed. Understanding these shifts, it's not just interesting, it's essential, it's necessary if you want to navigate the job market effectively today. Because it's competitive out there and tech is driving so much of it, this isn't just a trend, it's really the new normal.
Absolutely, the new normal. And when we talk about that, the numbers really drive it home. It's not a slow burn. The adoption of AI in recruitment, it's hit these, unprecedented levels in 2025. I mean, get this. Recent research shows a staggering 99% of talent acquisition teams are now using AI and automation. 99%.
Wow. It's nearly everyone.
Exactly. Almost universal. And it's not stopping there. 93% of those teams, they're planning more tech investments soon.
So they're doubling down.
Right. They're committed to going even deeper. And it's not just for one or two little tasks. Sources say 91% of employers are using AI for a whole range of things. Everything from that very first resume screen right through to scheduling the interviews. It's just this massive surge away from the old ways, the manual methods, towards these automated AI-driven systems. We're talking processing thousands of applications in minutes, stuff that used to take weeks.
Weeks of people just sifting through paper, yeah. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, it really does underscore just how dominant AI is becoming in hiring. There was a resume builder survey recently that backs this up. It projects that by the end of this year, 2025, something like 68% of companies will be using AI in hiring.
68%. Up from what, 51% now?
Exactly, up from 51%. So that jump just shows how fast it's spreading. But here's a stat that might be, a bit surprising, maybe even unsettling for listeners. A full 65% of employers, they plan to use AI to actually reject candidates without any human looking at the application first.
Wow. Rejected by the algorithm, basically.
Precisely. For a lot of jobs, especially at that first hurdle, your application's fate is decided by software. Now, from the employer side, that's super fast, super efficient. It completely changes that initial filtering step.
Yeah. The first gatekeeper isn't a person anymore.
Right. It's code designed for speed and, scale.
Okay, so AI is basically everywhere in hiring now. We've established that. But that leads to the big question.
Right.
How? How is this AI revolution actually playing out? What are these tools doing? Let's get into the specific. Maybe start with the most common one, the thing almost everyone applying for a job will hit first: resume screening and filtering.
Yeah, this is definitely the most widespread use. And these aren't just simple keyword checkers anymore. People sometimes think that, but it's more complex. They're using sophisticated machine learning, natural language processing, NLP. That's how AI understands language, right?
Reads it like a human almost. Right. To scan resumes for very specific two-word skills, qualifications that match exactly what the job needs. We're talking mostly about applicant tracking systems, ATS. They've been around, but AI has given them superpowers.
Gradually turbocharge them.
Exactly. These AI-powered ATS platforms can chew through thousands of resumes in seconds, literally seconds. They find people who meet the criteria, and just as importantly, they filter out those who don't. It's incredibly fast.
Mind-boggling speed, really.
And the modern tools, they look beyond just keywords. They analyze skills, experience depth, education, sure, but also broader phrases like CVVZ is one company using NLP and machine learning specifically for this screening and matching, trying to pinpoint the best fit.
Right, trying to find that signal in the noise.
And these systems handle bulk uploads, parse everything in real time. It just makes that initial screen exponentially faster than any human team could manage.
Yeah, no comparison to the old way of stacks of paper on a desk. But what's fascinating here is it doesn't stop at resumes. AI is moving into much more, let's say, nuanced areas. It's going beyond text analysis into evaluating actual human interaction and behavior, which is kind of wild.
Okay, like what?
Well, take AI-powered video interview platforms. They've gotten incredibly sophisticated, and lots of companies are using them in 2025. Think HireVue, Crayo's, companies like that. They use AI to analyze both your verbal cues and your nonverbal ones during recorded interviews.
Nonverbal, like body language on camera.
Exactly. Facial expressions, body language, but also your tone of voice, the pitch, your speech patterns, the specific words you choose, your communication style overall, even things like how quickly you respond, your perceived confidence. It's analyzing a whole host of factors.
Wow, so it's trying to gauge soft skills.
That's the claim. Assessing communication, emotional intelligence, maybe even cultural fit based on these behavioral signals. And it gets even more advanced. Some platforms can run the entire interview autonomously. The AI asks the questions, even follow-up questions based on your answers.
So you could have an entire interview just within AI?
Potentially, yes. It creates this unique, maybe slightly artificial conversational experience. And then beyond the interview, AI has totally changed skills assessment too, through automated testing. And this isn't just, your standard multiple choice test.
Right.
These AI systems can assess very specific technical skills, but also broader cognitive abilities using all sorts of methods. We're seeing more gamified assessments, problem-solving games that kind of reveal how you think logically or strategically.
Makes it more engaging, I guess.
Maybe, yeah. And then there are tough coding challenges for tech roles, personality tests, trying to see if you'll fit the company culture, cognitive ability tests, looking at abstract reasoning. Unilever is a really interesting example here. They were pioneers. They used these neuroscience-based games to evaluate cognitive and emotional traits.
Neuroscience-based. What does that even mean?
Well, the games are designed based on principles from neuroscience to measure things like problem-solving, risk tolerance, teamwork potential. AI helps analyze the gameplay to get insights that you just wouldn't get from a resume or maybe even a standard interview. It goes much deeper. And one more key tool, absolutely essential now for managing the sheer volume of communication and initial screening, conversational AI chatbots.
Ah, the chatbots. Everyone's interacted with those, probably.
Right, but they're not just simple greeters anymore. They're quite sophisticated. They can answer FAQs about the job, conduct preliminary screening interviews, ask basic questions. Maybe one of the biggest time savers. Schedule interviews automatically. Think of the hours that saves recruiters.
Oh, absolutely. The back and forth for scheduling can be brutal.
Exactly. They also give real-time updates on your application status, guide you through the application process itself, and the efficiency gains are huge. Nestlé, for example, reported saving over 8,000 hours a month just by automating interview scheduling.
8,000 hours. Wow.
Yeah. And their chatbot answered something like 1.5 million candidate questions. That frees up humans for more strategic work. So that little chatbot window, it's actually a pretty powerful engine streamlining a massive amount of communication.
Okay. Here's where it gets really interesting, especially for you listening, the person actually applying for jobs. Because the impact of all this on the job seeker experience is huge, and everyone needs to understand it. We've seen the employer benefits, efficiency, scale, but what's it like on your side? Well, one of the biggest changes, maybe the one you feel most directly, is just fewer human interactions early on, where you might have expected a quick phone screen from a recruiter, maybe an informal chat.
That first touch point.
Now, AI systems are doing that initial screening, maybe conducting those preliminary video interviews we talked about, even playing a role in some selection decisions, all before you talk to a person.
So you might go through several AI gates first.
Exactly. Multiple AI evaluations before a human interaction. It can definitely feel impersonal, like talking to a wall sometimes. And that leads right into another impact, one that could be pretty tough. Faster rejection times. Much faster.
Almost instantaneous sometimes.
Right. Because these AI systems are so efficient, they process and reject applications, sometimes within minutes of you hitting submit. You get that rejection email almost before you've closed the browser tab. It's literally faster than humanly possible.
Yeah. And while some might say quick feedback is good, it can be really disheartening.
Totally. Getting rejected immediately for a job you thought you were perfect for, often with zero explanation. It's rough.
Leaves you feeling kind of unseen, unheard by the system. And this raises an important question, a really critical one for job seekers. How do you even apply effectively now? Because this AI screening reality means you have to fundamentally change your strategy.
You're right. The old way doesn't cut it anymore.
Not really. Just listing your jobs and duties on a generic resume, that's probably not going to work well. You have to be much more strategic. Optimizing your resume with keywords straight from the job description. That's baseline now. Crucial. Using ATS-friendly formatting, simple layouts so the machine can actually read it correctly, that's vital.
So no fancy graphics or weird fonts.
Definitely not. And maybe most importantly, tailoring your application for each specific role. You have to understand how the AI is likely parsing information for that particular job.
No more one-size-fits-all application.
Absolutely not. That approach is increasingly ineffective. And think about the competition aspect, too, because employers can handle so many more applications now thanks to AI.
They cast a wider net.
A much wider net. The volume of applicants for many jobs has just exploded. Companies aren't just looking locally anymore. They can easily screen candidates from all over the globe.
So you're competing with more people from more places.
Exactly. Which just makes it harder to stand out. Your application really needs to be sharp, strategic, optimized. Every detail counts in this landscape.
Okay, so this AI technology in hiring, it sounds incredibly powerful. Almost too good to be true sometimes. Which brings us to that core question. Does it really deliver on the promise? Is it just this super efficient, unbiased machine? Or are there, hidden traps, downsides we need to talk about? Let's maybe start with the advantages, because there are definitely some strong arguments for it. Efficiency is the big one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Speed. We talked about time to hire.
Yeah.
Sources show 73% of employers say it's improved with AI.
73% is a big majority.
Yeah. Things that took winks now take days, sometimes hours. That's a huge leap. Filling jobs faster. Then there's the consistency argument. Objectivity. In theory, the AI applies the exact same rules to everyone.
No bad days, no unconscious bias creeping in from a human reviewer, supposedly.
Right. Potentially reducing certain human biases, leading to fair evaluation, at least in the early stages. That's the hope. And cost reduction. That's tangible. Companies report real savings. General Motors saved, $2 million in less than a year?
That's significant savings, yeah.
The Saxon Group cut its ad spend way down from $25,000 a month. And scale management, handling huge volumes. You mentioned Unilever earlier, processing 1.8 million applications a year. You just can't do that manually.
Impossible at that scale without AI.
And finally, data. AI gives employers tons of data on hiring patterns, candidate quality, where the bottlenecks are. They can use that to improve constantly.
So efficiency, consistency, cost, scale, data, those are strong arguments on the pro side. But, and it's a big but, the story isn't all efficiency and cost savings. We absolutely have to talk about the elephant in the room with AI. Bias amplification. Despite all the talk about objectivity, AI systems can, and often do, perpetuate existing biases. Sometimes they even make them worse. And there's really no more famous or, frankly, infamous example of this than Amazon's AI recruiting tool disaster.
Yes, I remember hearing about that. Tell us more.
It's such a critical case study. Back in 2014, they built this tool. The goal was great. Streamline hiring, rate candidates 1 to 5 stars. Simple, right?
That's deficient.
But by 2015, they found a huge problem. The system was incredibly biased against women.
How?
Because it was trained on 10 years of resume data. And that data came mostly from men, especially in tech roles where men were already dominant. So the AI basically taught itself that male candidates were better.
Oh, wow. It learned the existing bias.
Exactly. It learned it and then enforced it. It actually penalized resumes with words like women's chess club captain. It downgraded graduates from all women's colleges.
There's blatant discrimination baked into the code.
Pretty much. And here's the kicker. They tried to fix it. They tried to tweak the algorithm to make it neutral, but they couldn't guarantee it wouldn't just find new ways to discriminate, maybe more subtly.
So they couldn't trust it.
They couldn't. They ended up scrapping the whole program in 2018. It's a massive cautionary tale about how AI, fed biased data, can just encode and scale up those biases.
A sobering example, definitely. Something designed to be objective becoming the opposite.
And beyond bias, there's that fundamental issue of AI just lacking human context. Right now, anyway, AI looks for patterns. It's statistical. It struggles with nuance.
Things like creativity. Leadership potential.
Exactly. Those intangible qualities. Real creativity, true leadership spark, genuine cultural fit, not just keyword matching. AI often misses that. It needs human judgment, emotional intelligence to really gauge those things.
So it might filter out someone amazing just because they don't fit the expected pattern.
Precisely. Someone with unconventional experience, maybe, or just a different way of thinking that the AI wasn't trained to recognize. And then there are just, technical glitches. AI isn't magic. It's software. It can malfunction. It can misinterpret data, especially if it's formatted weirdly or contains something unexpected.
Like the wrong font could get you rejected.
It sounds crazy, but potentially, yeah, if the parser can't read it. Or maybe your ZIP code gets flagged because historically, for whatever biased reason in the data, people from that area didn't perform well in the training set.
Even if that has nothing to do with your ability.
Right. It could be socioeconomic factors completely unrelated to the candidate. Without careful oversight, AI might filter based on these spurious correlations. It's a real risk. And finally, let's not forget the candidate experience piece, all this automation, the lack of human context early on.
It could feel cold.
Frustrating.
Definitely. Being processed by algorithms, often getting rejected with no feedback, it's not great. And that can seriously damage an employer's brand over time.
Yeah.
People talk. Yeah, if you have a bad experience applying, you remember that company.
You do, and you might not apply again. You might not buy their products. You might tell your friends. It has ripple effects. So while AI promises objectivity, sometimes it delivers this false sense of it, hiding biases that are actually harder to spot than a human's.
That's a really important counter perspective. So if Amazon had such big problems, how are other big companies handling this? Are they learning from those mistakes, finding better ways? Or are they running into similar issues? Let's look at some other real-world examples, maybe some more positive ones. Okay, Unilever comes up a lot as a success story, right? You mentioned their huge volume, 1.8 million applications a year.
A massive scale challenge.
No, their approach was different. They partnered with specialist companies Pymetrics for those neuroscience games you mentioned.
Right, assessing cognitive and emotional traits.
And HireVue for the AI video interviews, analyzing language, tone, expressions, looking for communication skills, cultural fit.
A multi-stage digital process.
And the results seem pretty impressive. They cut recruitment time by 75%, from 4 months down to 1.
Yeah, that's a huge improvement.
Save 70,000 person-hours in interviewing and assessment time. Think what the HR team could do with that.
Absolutely, freeing them up for more strategic work.
And importantly, Unilever reported increased diversity in hiring outcomes.
That's key, showing it can be done well.
And improved candidate experience, partly because the system was available 24/7.
So Unilever really shows how AI can boost efficiency and fairness, but it takes thoughtful design, the right partners, and probably ongoing oversight. And then you have a company like IBM, which took a deliberately balanced approach. They also handle massive volume, over 4 million applications a year.
Even more than Unilever.
Yeah, but their strategy is explicitly about using AI to augment human decisions, not replace them.
So AI is a helper, not the judge.
Exactly. The goal is to use AI to find qualified candidates who might get missed by traditional methods, especially people from underrepresented groups. And they've seen results. A 20% increase in hires from diverse backgrounds since implementing this.
20% increase in diversity hires, that's significant.
Very significant. And the key for them is human oversight. AI suggests humans decide. Their chief human resources officer even said, AI won't replace humans in their process. It just supplements judgment for better, more inclusive outcomes.
That really highlights the importance of how you implement it. It's not the tech itself being inherently biased or fair. It's the design and oversight.
Precisely. Thoughtful design is critical. And we see other big names doing interesting things too. Hilton Worldwide uses chatbots heavily for their high application volumes, giving instant answers, streamlining screening, much like Nestle did. Siemens uses AI algorithms for matching and ranking candidates, and they say over 80% of their hires now involve AI assistance somewhere in the process.
80%, that's deep integration.
It is, and Vodafone uses AI to speed things up while making sure they maintain quality. So these examples, they really show that when AI is managed carefully, ethically, with humans still in the loop, it can be a really powerful tool for improving recruitment across the board. Efficiency, diversity, candidate experience, potentially all improved.
Yeah, those company stories are really illuminating. But let's zoom back out again. What do the wider industry numbers tell us? Is this growth really as pervasive as it feels? What's the overall market impact? The stats paint a pretty clear picture, don't they? You said 72% of organizations in Europe and the US have some AI for HR.
Right. A solid majority already implementing.
And 99% of talent acquisition teams using AI or automation daily. That's almost everyone touching it somehow. And the jump in actual hiring use, nearly doubling from 26% to 53% between just 2023 and 2024.
That's incredibly rapid growth in just 1 year.
Shows how fast this is accelerating.
Yep.
And 96% of companies using it for various tasks, screening, resume analysis, even writing job descriptions.
Yeah, helping draft those job postings.
So yeah, it's not the future anymore. It's definitely the present. It's reshaping hiring globally right now.
And if you connect that to the money, the financial picture, the market for AI in HR is booming, which tells you companies see real value here. The U.S. market alone was valued around $1.91 billion in 2024.
Nearly $2 billion already.
Yeah, but the projection, it's expected to hit $8.60 billion by 2034.
Wow, that's more than quadrupling.
Growing at over 16% per year. That's strong, sustained growth. And it's not just about spending on tech, it's about the return. 93% of companies using AI report cost savings.
93% see savings.
And 60% report revenue increases of 10% or more.
Revenue increases. How does AI in hiring boost revenue?
Better hires, perhaps, faster filling of critical roles that generate revenue, improved productivity. It suggests a link between better talent acquisition and the bottom line.
Interesting. So it's not just cutting costs, it's potentially driving growth. That explains the investment.
And the effectiveness numbers, they back that up too. 73% of employers see faster time to hire. We mentioned that. A huge 94% believe their AI screening tools are actually effective at identifying top candidates. That shows real confidence in the tech's ability.
They trust it to find the right people.
Seems so. Resume screening costs are down by up to 30%. That's direct savings. And overall, time to hire cut by 50% in many places.
Having the time it takes to hire someone.
Exactly. So from the employer's view, these metrics are compelling. AI looks like a proven tool delivering speed, efficiency, and quality.
Okay, let's unpack this. If AI is everywhere and it's so effective for employers, the crucial question for anyone listening is, how do you make sure your application gets seen? How do you beat the algorithms? This is probably the most practical need-to-know part for job seekers right now. We have to talk resume optimization. First thing, absolutely critical, keywords. You have to use keywords from the job description strategically in your resume.
Non-negotiable now.
Right. It's not just nice to have, it's essential to pass that first AI screen. Research shows your resume needs to match at least 60% of the required skills and keywords just to get through.
60% is a high bar.
It is. So what do? You need to carefully read every job description. Pull out the specific terms, the skills, the competencies they list.
And look for variations too, right? Like abbreviations.
Exactly. If they say project manager, maybe include PM too, if that's common, and put them naturally into your experience descriptions. Don't just stuff them in a list.
Make it sound natural.
Yeah. Use industry jargon, technical terms relevant to the job. You're basically trying to speak the AI's language so it recognizes you as a match. Second big thing, ATS-friendly formatting. This is huge. If the format is wrong, the AI can't read it properly.
And all your great experience gets lost in translation.
Precisely. So, best practices. Simple, clean, single-column layouts. That's key.
Avoid tables, text boxes, images.
Definitely. No fancy graphics, headers, footers that might confuse the parser. Stick to standard fonts, Arial, Calibri, Times New Roman. Nothing too unusual.
Keep it simple and readable for the machine.
Use standard section headings. Work experience, education, skills. Don't get creative with titles the ATS won't recognize. And save it in the right format, usually .docs or PDF, whatever they ask for. Clarity over creativity here. And third, inside the resume content. Quantified achievements. This is vital.
Show, don't just tell. With numbers.
Exactly. AI loves measurable results. Generic responsibilities like managed a team, not good enough.
Needs context and impact.
Right. Instead, say something like, led 15 cross-functional teams, increasing delivery efficiency by 35%. Or resolved 200-plus customer inquiries weekly, boosting satisfaction scores 15%.
Concrete numbers the AI can latch onto.
It gives the AI data points to see your impact, quantify your value. Makes you stand out much more than just listing duties.
And building on that, let's talk content optimization. That skills section, really enhance it. Don't just list a few things. Make it a dedicated section and try to match the wording from the job description as closely as possible.
Mirror their language back to them.
Pretty much. Include technical skills, soft skills they mention, industry knowledge, certifications. Be comprehensive. The better the match, the higher you'll likely rank. Oh, and a small thing, but good practice. File naming. Name your resume file clearly, professionally.
Like janedoresume.docs.
Exactly. Not resume final v3 draft.pdf. It helps keep things organized for both the AI and the human recruiter who might see it later. Sounds minor, but it matters. Now, some more advanced techniques job seekers can use. Kind of fighting fire with fire, you can use AI to help you beat AI.
Oh, interesting. Like AI resume builders.
Exactly. Tools like ChatGPT, Resume.io, Resi.ly, they can analyze a job description for you, compare it to your resume, and suggest specific improvements. They can help you find missing keywords, even help you phrase your bullet points better for the algorithms. It's like having an AI job search assistant.
That could be really helpful.
Yeah. Another tactic is using slightly different resume variations if you're applying for similar but not identical roles. Tailor each one for maximum keyword match. And don't forget LinkedIn. Keep that profile updated, packed with relevant keywords and achievements. Recruiters and their AI tools are constantly scanning LinkedIn.
So your online presence matters too.
Absolutely. It's all about speaking the AI's language consistently everywhere you appear professionally online.
Okay, that's fantastic advice for getting past the initial AI filters.
Yeah.
Super practical. But let's shift gears slightly. Beyond just optimizing for the machine, what makes you truly stand out as a human in a world where AI does so much? How do you become indispensable? Well, as AI takes over more routine tasks, even some complex analytical ones, the skills that are uniquely human become way more valuable.
The premium shifts to human capabilities.
Exactly. Employers are prioritizing different things now. For 2025, the really in-demand cognitive skills, critical thinking, complex problem solving.
Dealing with ambiguity, novel situations.
Right. Creativity, originality, imagination, innovation, and just the ability to learn and adapt really fast. These are things AI struggles with: true originality, deep learning, agility. Then you have the interpersonal skills. Emotional intelligence, communication, collaboration, more critical than ever for working effectively with others.
The human connection piece.
Leadership, team management, cultural sensitivity, empathy, guiding and motivating people in ways AI can't. And there's a newer category emerging: technical integration skills.
Knowing how to work with the AI.
Yeah. AI literacy, understanding how it works. Prompt engineering, knowing how to ask AI the right questions to get useful results. Understanding its limits, the ethics involved.
Being able to collaborate effectively in a human AI team, that's becoming a skill in itself. And that focus on human skills ties directly into personal branding. It's absolutely crucial now. You need to build a strong, clear, authentic brand for yourself.
How do you do that effectively?
Well, your online presence is key. Optimize LinkedIn, yes, but also maybe creating content articles, posts, projects that showcase your expertise. Engage in industry discussions online. Show you're a thought leader, maybe a personal website or portfolio to really demonstrate your unique skills and impact.
So actively demonstrating your value online.
And networking the old-fashioned way is arguably more important than ever, both online and offline. Go to industry events, meet people, but focus on building genuine relationships, not just collecting contacts.
Quality over quantity.
Definitely. Offer help, share insights. Build connections based on mutual interest and value. Those human connections can bypass algorithms sometimes. A referral still carries huge weight. And ultimately, you need to be able to clearly articulate your unique value proposition to other humans once you get past the AI. Focus on your measurable impact, your quantified achievements. Show how you solve complex problems, creatively highlight those human cognitive skills. Emphasize your experience working with diverse teams, your communication style, your adaptability. It really isn't just about what you know anymore. It's how you present it, how you demonstrate your growth, and how you show your irreplaceable human value.
Wow. We have covered so much ground today. From the sheer scale of AI in hiring, the specific tools, the impact on job seekers, the pros, the cons, those critical company examples, and then diving deep into how you, the listener, can actually navigate this, beating the filters, optimizing, but also really leaning into your human strengths and building that personal brand. So thinking about the future, what's the long game? What are the final key takeaways for job seekers and maybe for employers too? Okay, for job seekers listening, immediate actions seem clear. Audit your resume for ATS friendliness right now. Build up your AI literacy, understand these systems, network actively, and really focus on developing and showcasing those unique human skills.
Those are the immediate must-dos.
And longer term, continuous learning is essential. This market isn't static. Build that strong personal brand, cultivate deep relationships, and maybe be prepared for more career pivots than previous generations. Adaptability is key. And for employers, what are the best practices and ethical lines they need to walk?
Well, best practice is thoughtful implementation. Use AI with human oversight, have clear goals, Regularly audit for bias and effectiveness. Be transparent with candidates about how you're using AI. And protect that candidate experience, keep it human where it counts.
And the ethics.
Proactively address bias. Learn from the Amazons of the world. Provide feedback when possible. Find that balance between efficiency and treating people fairly, humanely. Remember the long-term impact on your brand.
Which really brings us to a final thought, maybe a provocative question for you to consider as you navigate this. Looking ahead, the industry outlook suggests even more sophisticated AI is coming. Better context understanding, more nuance. The tech will keep evolving. We'll likely see more regulation too, government stepping in on bias, transparency, fairness. That's almost inevitable.
More rules around how AI can be used in hiring. Exactly, and the focus will increasingly be on human-AI collaboration. AI augmenting human judgment, not replacing it wholesale. That seems to be the sustainable path. And we'll see that growing skill premium, higher value, maybe higher wages for people who can work effectively with AI and bring those complementary human skills. So the hiring landscape of 2025, it's a fundamental shift, no doubt about it. Success requires that dual approach we talked about. You need to understand the AI systems, optimize for them, but at the same time, you must cultivate and demonstrate those uniquely human abilities, creativity, empathy, complex problem solving that AI can't replicate. The future really belongs to those who can bridge that gap, working alongside AI while providing the insight and connection that remains uniquely human. Standing out isn't just about beating an algorithm anymore. It's about proving the irreplaceable value of human judgment, human insight, and genuine human connection.
What an absolutely fascinating deep dive. We've explored how AI is truly changing the hiring game in 2025. The scale, the tools, the impacts, the good, the bad, the real-world stories, and most importantly, how you can navigate it all. From optimizing your resume to really leaning into those human skills and building your brand, we genuinely hope this discussion has armed you with some critical knowledge, maybe some new strategies, and helps you approach the job market with a bit more confidence and clarity. Definitely take what you've learned today and put it into action. If you found this deep dive helpful, please do subscribe, maybe leave us a review. It really helps us get these insights out to more people like you.
Absolutely. We're definitely in a time where continuous learning is key, especially around technology's impact on work. We hope this deep dive gave you a solid foundation for understanding what's happening right now and what's likely coming next. Thank you so much for joining us today.